Soul Stealer ult going off, everybody just getting everything in there, Tempest ult going off, and just a whole ton of damage. Everybody blowing everything. It's impossible to talk about everything that's going on right now. And there are, I believe it was 3 that went down for the Legion side, and only 1 for Hellborn. Yes. Now they're going to try and pick off Arachna here, who uses her magic reduction. I don't know if that's going to work though. She does ult Soul Stealer in an attempt to get away, but Pestley backed off. Actually, great movement there. Pesty not wanting to get ulted himself, and then so he backs off, forced the ult. Wretched Hag chasing into the base though, getting a double kill. I'm sorry, there's action all over the place. This is a hugely action-packed game. Kind of the way I like to look at games like this to see if they really are action-packed is if there's a kill every 30 seconds. That's a really, really huge action-packed game. So at the 18-minute mark, if each team has 18 kills approximately, so 36 total, the game is very action-packed, very gank-oriented, and it's really a pleasure, and this is, in my opinion, how HoN really should be played. As you can see at the 18-minute mark, one team may have 18 kills, but the other has 25. So if it seems like I'm missing a lot, or if it seems like you know, I'm kind of lacking here on the cast. Yes, there's been a couple distractions, and I do apologize for that. But ladies and gentlemen, this is such a gank-heavy game. Really just awesome to watch, awesome to cast, and you know, take delight and pleasure at the fact that these two teams are really playing hyper-aggressive strats against each other, trying to get the edge. I mean, if you'll notice, there's no real hard carry on either side. The closest thing you have is a Arachna, maybe a Defiler, or a Soul Stealer, or a Pesty, all of which are considered soft carries. You don't have a Kronos, you don't have a Zephyr, you don't have a Sandwraith, you don't have a Nighthound, you don't have any of that. None of these teams are looking to farm. They're looking to gank. They're looking to put so much pressure on the opponents that they just want to crush them within the first 20 to 25 minutes. And what's so great is it's still so evenly matched after this. I mean, it'll be really interesting to see how these teams develop into the late game, considering neither team has a really superior late game carry. You have like the Soul Stealer Pestilence versus a Defiler and an Arachna. You could argue Wretched Hag can semi-carry. That's an overstatement in my opinion. I think that, you know, the closest thing to semi-carry she can do is get a quick Necrobook 3, or a Necrobox, or Puzzle Box, whatever it's called. Necronomicon and Dota. Arachna being caught out of position up that cliff. Pestilence though right there, trying to come and get some work done. He can't. He goes down very fast. Plague ult going off though, decimating the opponent, and Vindicator ult, Curse. A Curse is going to live through that, blowing his ult. We have Arachna, Tempest, and Hag up right now. And as for the Hellborn side, we have everybody up except for Pestilence, but 3 heroes very low HP, and Curse, Vindicator trying to chase Arachna. Arachna, though, blowing her magic debuff, or her magic purge, I guess you could say, of negative spells. Wretched Hag coming back in, trying to do some work on Vindicator, going to blow her Scream here. Great shield. Is he going to get the heal off for Vindicator? I don't believe he is. He actually dies to Arachna there, overplaying what would have been fine to just back out and kind of deal with, and it would have been a 2-1 victory for the Hellborn. Instead, they drop 2 more heroes and go down 3-2 to the Legion. So Legion coming out ahead in that. Wretched Hag coming in, really knowing when she can win, just doing such a great job. And also something that I'd like to note is she's really helped keep that Soul Stealer down. Soul Stealer, soft carry, you know, semi-carry. He's not bad. But there's a lot, you know, to ask for more from a late game from him. Actually, Pestilence trying to come in here on the Wretched Hag. Going to get stunned by Tempest. Does Tempest have a blink? I, for some reason, can't click on him. No, he does not. And Queen of Pain getting a little too aggressive there, trying to come in and get the slow off. They will get the kill on Pestilence because of it, but she blinked just a little too close to him, and that TP I doubt is going to get him away. It is not going to. So Queen of Pain sacrificing herself for killing Pestilence. Normally that's not a bad thing, but since Queen of Pain, or I'm sorry, I keep calling her Queen of Pain, Wretched Hag is so far ahead in levels right now, he might have, you know, it might not have been worth it. The amount of experience he's going to gain off of that kill is a lot, and so is the gold. So I don't necessarily know if that was the best play. Normally you don't mind sacrificing yourself as a support or a ganker or a caster or something like that to kill a carry, but it's just hard for me to really say that that's okay. Plague Rider in mid getting decimated though by Defiler's ult and wave. She, I believe, had the invis, and Yeah, just kind of being caught out of position. I don't know what he was doing. Maybe trying to lay some wards or something. Arachna with, Steam Boots of Agility. I'd rather see an extra 190 health. I'm sorry. Arachna about to go on Vindicator here. Vindicator cursing. Probably just going to drop, though. What is he doing in their forest like that? Did he have wards on him? Because I don't believe he did. Let me try and click on his portrait here. He did have wards on him. Maybe trying to get some offensive wards up, but it's just so hard to do when you have 2 or 3 of their enemy heroes off map, especially Arachna, who can solo a lot of heroes with web shot and her ult. Defiler picking up the Invis rune on top now. We'll see how she makes use of that coming up here now. It does look like she's going with the Chew style build, which is the Void Talisman, but no Cyclone Stick. So not electing to get the quick Cyclone Stick, which is nice because the mana regen's sexy, and a bunch of stuff going here on a Curse, shielding himself, but then Tempest stunning afterwards. They're probably going to try and proc his ult. Maybe not. Ooh, 468. A Curse ult does not go off, but Yellow, Wretched Hag, free farming top. Not the biggest thing you got to worry about, but the problem with her farming all the way to your second tower, she's getting gold that really your team should be getting. And on top of that, if you do try and gank her, excuse me, she has a 6-second blink? Yes, 6-second blink, so there's really not much you can do. Little bit of action in mid, but that diffuses really fast. Pestilence, by the way, did get a Shaman's Headdress as opposed to a Blink Dagger or a quick Shrunken Head. So he's not magic immune. He's more of a tanky kind of build, hopefully sucking up some damage while he comes in and dishes a whole bunch. But we'll see exactly how that all plays out. We do have Vindicator with just Steam Boots, Power Supply, and Wards. Ping's going on top by Blue. I don't know how they see that. Maybe that Ward by Lean does see them on top. They might. I don't quite know. But Wretched Hag, like I said, you don't necessarily want Wretched Hag farming over someone like a Defiler or a, Arachna. But the fact that she has a blink means she can escape even though she's as far forward as their second tower. So this Wretched Hag really knowing when she's safe and just forcing the farm and forcing the Hellborn side not to be able to farm that top. Really just great positioning overall. Tempest needs that portal key, does have portal key. I apologize, I missed that. He must have picked that up recently in the last minute or two. Arachna, Helm of the Dom, still those Steam Boots of Agility, man. I'd rather see the 190 HP as opposed to the 10 damage and 1.5 armor. The attack speed, of course, with web shot, really not a huge deal since you should be manually casting that, although maybe not at this point in the game. Pestilence picking off a lot of the, and Soulstone picking off all of Tempest's elementals, which is actually huge. Now Defiler with that Invis here, they're probably going to force a team fight, not seeing Defiler. Tempest blinking out, I'm sorry. Defiler waiting for the Hausen team to commit. Once they commit, she's going to blow her ult from behind, silence a couple of them, and come in and really wreck some havoc, especially considering she has Shaman's Headdress and Void Talisman. Wretched Hag pushing top, though. Why force the fight when you have 5 people sharing a farm mid as opposed to your Wretched Hag solo pushing a tower and farming top? Math-wise, this PhB team definitely coming out ahead. Defiler waving, doing a lot of damage. A Curse can be forced to blow some heals here. Shielding Pestilence for no real reason. It's not like he has a Blink Dagger to really get in there and initiate, so I think especially with this team, that would have been a lot better than Shaman's Headdress. And Soul Stealer with Assassin's Shroud. Portal Key, Shrunken Head, guys. I prefer it. I think it's a lot better of a build. I think a lot of people would prefer it. If you really are ahead and don't want to get that Portal Key, you can go Assassin's Shroud into maybe, the Shrunken Head. But, we'll see if he goes directly Shrunken Head. I'm not going to criticize his build too much. But at the same point in time, if you are going to get Assassin's Shroud, you need to farm that ASAP, not go 2 Bracer or 2 Bracelets and Steam Boots of Strength first. I just think it's kind of a weak build. I'd almost rather see just a Vanguard, Helm of the Black Legion into the Assassin's Shroud, because if you're looking for just HP, that's still going to be your best item for the buck. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that, especially since the nerf came out where you only block 20 damage instead of 40 for ranged heroes. I'd be more than happy to debate that with you any day of the week. Nevertheless, we do have Defiler pushing mid. That tower does get glyphed. I forget what it's called in HoN, but it is armored. And Play going off, trying to do some work. Pestilence coming in here, probably going to stun. No, he gets stunned by Tempest. Not going to be able to reach Slither with his stun. Soul Stealer coming in, hitting his ult off, trying to pick off Defiler. And Pestilence does take down Slither, it looks like. Arachna